best. I done said it with my chest, so for real, nobody try me.
It's week 8 of the National Football League. And up next, we'll get a look at Patrick Mahomes. He was a tour de force a week ago. 6 passing touchdowns. It's the Chiefs and the Broncos, and it's all up next.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here, as it'll be the defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, taking on the Denver Broncos. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They come in playing pretty good football, winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Chiefs, they can't be any better as we hit the halfway mark. A perfect 7-0 on the year. And off we go from Denver. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. And the Chiefs offense now ready to go to work for the first time, led by Patrick Mahomes, the 2018 NFL Most Valuable Player.
And what a first half of the season he's had, leading the NFL in passing yards to this point. He's been a tough man to slow down. So this defense certainly has its work cut out for him.
Now a 7th-round surprise from a year ago. It's Isaiah Pacheco. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down. So, Charles, offensively, this group really playing at a high level. 7-0. And we're still a long ways from discussing a potential unbeaten season, I think. But to use a golf expression, no blemishes on the card, at least to this point.
Yeah, unlike my teenage years where there were blemishes everywhere and the dermatologist was on speed dial. But I do think that they're going to have to start answering questions about this start if they keep winning games. You and I both know, we in the media will start to obsess about it and wonder, can they take it all the way to an undefeated season?
Yeah, maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. Mahomes now on 1st down. Flush to his right. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Mahomes going to throw, eluding the pressure right. A throw right side taken in by the tight end Gray. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Pacheco gets it up the gut. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line. 2nd and 6 from the 10. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. He's got his 6'5 receiver. That's Tim Patrick. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. This defense for the Chiefs, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They'll try the wide side with Cook. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Call it and no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Throwing is Wilson. And his throw is incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He'll dump this off to Cook. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed.
Holding offense.
So defensively, they let the play stand. They'd rather have the down as it'll bring up 4th. Folk's kick is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-0. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. They fumbled the last time they had the football. Fortunate that it only led to a field goal. 3-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st down, Mahomes. A pass complete downfield. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory. Down at the 31. He'll buy some time right. Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll run here with Pacheco. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Pacheco is going to go backwards. He'll lose yardage back to the 5. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. They go play action. Now Mahomes. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. Can this defense hold them out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Flushed out right. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Chiefs' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
And that's the way to find pay dirt, Patrick Mahomes. Hey, you remember some of the scrambles in the playoffs last year while he was playing on a bad wheel? Oftentimes he was maneuvering just to find a way to throw the football. But last season, 4 touchdowns on the ground, a career high, continuing to develop as a runner, and often finding the end zone these days.
The Chiefs with the football as we start the 2nd quarter. As they've got it as we resume action. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now the 2nd drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. They have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And, Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first. Those are the ones you dream of as defenders. I think if he gets eyes on the ball a little bit earlier, he might come away with it. Instead, it's going to wind up as just an incomplete pass.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Oh, I don't know if he's sensing contact to come or what, but that's a ball he'd love to have back. That could have gone for big yardage, but it just didn't want to stay in his hands. That's a tough break.
Escaping the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. On 4th down, it's Riley Dixon on now to kick it away for Denver. Waiting on it will be Richie James. This is taken at the 18. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. So here are the Chiefs to take over. They've got the lead right now, and remember, they are riding that very impressive 7-game winning streak, trying to push it to 8. They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. Now he's loose at the 40, inside the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Denver getting set to take the field. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They run the counter with Cook. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. They'll send a tight end in motion right. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Wilson. He'll find Sutton on the right side complete. And Sutton will have the Broncos 1st down as he'll be brought down just outside the red zone. Mark him at the 21. Here's Wilson. Over the middle, complete to Jeudy. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in, throw it, go play action, and take your shot at the end zone.
Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal.
They got completion there. That's clearly an example of one side happy, the other side not very happy. Defense, hey, take 1 or 2 yards. We're good with that. Offense, you got to expect to get more on the passing play.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Wilson will throw again. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. The sack sets him back a full 10 yards there on 1st and goal. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson finding his big receiver Patrick over the middle. That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now.
It's now 3rd and goal.
Here's Wilson to throw. And that is incomplete. The Kansas City defense tough to throw on there, and now it's 4th down. Here's Nick Folk now on for the field goal. And this one will be a 29-yard attempt. Folk's kick is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So the margin shrinks a bit as back-to-back drives here for them and with field goals.
Yeah, we know no one's turning down 3, especially in the first half, but you've got to finish these drives in the end zone. That's got to be a priority. Nice to have a reliable kicker, but outside of his agent, you know you'd rather him kick 1-pointers instead of 3-pointers.
Isaiah Pacheco and the offense back out. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Mahomes now on 1st down. Flush to his right. And incomplete on the deep ball. Well, these two teams met in Kansas City earlier this season with the Chiefs winning that ball game. So they're looking for the series sweep here in Denver. Here's Mahomes to throw. Rolling to his right. He's got a man complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 33 yards that time.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. On play action, it's Mahomes. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Richie James, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do.
And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead is up to 15 now.
Broncos 6.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Open man, and again it's Sutton. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Here's Wilson. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, the way things have been going to this one, Charles, it was only a matter of time before this defense got involved and made a big play, and they do right there. Gosh, this lead is so large, CD, and we're only in the first half.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that's so amazing about it. You mentioned this large lead. How's this their first takeaway of the game? And what a spectacular one it was. Adding to the lead, showing the true dominance, and you're exactly right. We're still in the first half.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos going to get one more possession in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the league here in the unofficial midway point, Week 8 of the NFL season. We'll start up in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle. And it's the Browns who have the lead late in the first half. The Browns locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. From there, we head east to check on the Bills at home in Buffalo. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Tampa Bay Bucks. Josh Allen, excellent in the victory, as it's one that pushes his guys 2 games above 500. Finally, let's get to the desert to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Hollywood Marquise Brown, a touchdown reception. We got a strong first half out of the running back Isaiah Pacheco. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly. These two teams making their final adjustments before coming out for the second half. And for the call, we go back out to Denver and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's taken in by Dulcich. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Riley Dixon now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. James now to return. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Travis Kelce and the Chiefs set to take over again. Creeping up on 1,000. Could get there on this drive. So a challenge for him to do that, but also defensively maybe a challenge for them to not allow that.
And that means probably kicking even more coverages to his side. And what that really means is wherever he lines up, you will have a cornerback over in his area. Now instead of blitzing your linebacker, drop him into coverage. Instead of the safety dropping into regular coverage, that safety moves into that area to try and discourage a quarterback from going to him. That means that
he'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Denver's offense now set to go. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now Wilson. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11. Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for Denver. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Here's James returning. That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. From midfield, here's Mahomes. Open man, it's the tight end Kelsey. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Screen play, McKinnon. Oh, nice move. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. To throw, it's Mahomes. And the screen unsuccessfully dropped it.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead,
and he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Jerick McKinnon taking it in from a yard out as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
And maybe that's the magic touch right there. They didn't use him at all in the first half, at least running the football. But here they entrust him with some work down in the red zone, and he responds. 1 carry, 1 touchdown.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So the Broncos coming out now. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual. And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. James now to return it. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Hey, 15.
Mahomes going to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And the Broncos get there and take him down. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
A loss of 7 yards.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Let's get it. Let's go.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Finds his man. It's Kelsey on the crossing route here. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 29-yard line. Welcome back now to Denver. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Hey, ripple it. Right side.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes, eluding the pressure right. James has got it, complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
43.
Running left to give to Pacheco. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Chiefs add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by Butker is on target. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Denver's offense ready to go again. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Trent McDuffie getting the chance to blitz and finishing it off with his sack. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Now it's Wilson. Setting up the screen for Cook. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Wilson. And that is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
On the return, it's James. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. KC's offense ready to take over. And this team continues to stake its claim as Super Bowl favorites. They are now eyeing an 8th straight win as they begin this drive here in the 4th quarter. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
This ball deep for Tony. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And Patrick Mahomes, for all of his artistry and arm angles and what he can do in the short passing game, never forget he's got a cannon as well. He unleashes a big one there, but that time it winds up incomplete.
Flushed out right. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run.
This is caught inside the 15. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. He rifles complete. Caught by Moore. Touchdown. Sky Moore. His 1st touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are poised to move to 8-0 as they extend their lead even further. Extra point by Butker is on target. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
This offense so far on 3rd down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 6.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. From the 44-yard line, here's a 2nd down and 6. Throwing again here, Wilson. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. You know, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side and past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 23 yards the pickup there. But they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the fourth quarter.
And that they have in every way, and plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
Interesting, Mahomes wants to throw it. That to the sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now Wilson on second down. A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. What impressive performance just became a little bit more impressive here as they add yet another score to the ledger late in the fourth quarter.
And not much has stopped them at any point in this game, partner. This is just an old-fashioned blowout right here. They probably could have put the brakes on themselves, but they elected not to and played this one all the way out.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And coming out now, the Broncos. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Here's Wilson. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Play action. Now Wilson. He'll get this one to Patrick. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one good for 26 and a first down. Now this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the fourth quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope. forward.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Wilson will throw again. And that will be incomplete with the clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And Cook has it left side. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Riley Dixon now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They came into this one with a vision, Charles, and it has played out exactly as they had hoped, if not even better. They've got the huge lead here, and now the football for the final moments of the 4th.
Yeah, and it was apparent that they were the better team, right? We figured that out pretty early. But give them a lot of credit for staying with it. They didn't stumble around out there. They didn't create a lot of errors for themselves because they were the superior team. They took care of business and closed them out pretty quickly.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Chiefs, they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Denver, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll take this loss into the bye as they'll be back in action in Week 10. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.